Alright, subpart K, specification packaging class 7 radioactive materials, section 7178 350, specification 7A, general packaging type A. Each packaging must meet all the applicable requirements of subpart B of the part 173 subchapter design with the construction so that meets the requirements of 178, 173, 403, 410, 412, 415, 465 of the subchapter type A. Specification that each specification 7A packaging must be marked outside the US 7A type A. Each specification 7A packaging must comply with the requirements of 178.2, 3, and 3A. 2. In the terms of manufacturing, meet the person certifying that the package meets all the requirements of this section. Subpart L, non-bulk performance-oriented packaging standards. 178. 500. Purpose of scope definition. The purpose of the certain requirements of the non-bulk of the requirements of the hazardous material standard for these packaging based on the UN recommendations terms within subpart defined in 178A of this subchapter. 178.502, identification of the code packaging, identify code of the designation kind of the packaging, the following numeral indicated with the kind of the packaging with its 12. 1 means wood, 2 means wooden barrel, 3 means jerrycan, 4 means box, 5 means bag, 6 means composite material packaging. 7 means a pressure receptacle, A capital letter identifying the material construction as follows. A means steel, all type of the surface treatments. B means aluminum, C means natural wood, D means plywood, F means the reconstituted wood, G means fiberboard, H means plastic, 11 means textile, M means paper multi-wall, N means metal other than steel and aluminum. P means glass or porcelain stoneware. A numeral indicating with the category packaging kind of the packaging along with example the steel drums 1A to indicate the non-removable head drum 1A1, 2 indicate the removable head drum 1A2. Composite packaging 2 capital letter the sequence of the second position of the code first indicate the material of the inner receptacle. Second, and the outer packaging, for example, the plastic receptacle steel drum designated 6HA1 combination packaging of the only with the code number of the outer packaging is U. The identification codes are set forth in standard packaging is 178.504 through 523 with the subchapter. 178.503 marking the packaging manufacturer with the must make every with the packaging representative of the manufacturer to make of the UN standard with the mark for the specified of the section. Marking must be durable, legible, plate for the location such for the side of the relevant to the packaging is readily visible as specified in 178.3A with the except for the otherwise provided with the section. Every reusable package limit liable under the reconditioning process must obliterate the package. Must be bear with the remark for bear the marks specified in paragraphs A1 through A6 with the N A9 of the section permanently with the embodied with the able to withstand the reconditioning process. The parts comply with the single line with the multiple lines provided with the corrected sequence issued. The illustrated with the example of the paragraph. Even the section following information must be presented with the correct sequence. Shell marks must be with the separate information packaging with the containing with the letters U and standard must be marked as follows as provided with the paragraph E1 2 with the section the United Nations symbol is illustrated in the paragraph E1 of the section for the embossed metal with the respective letters UN may be delivered the plate of the symbol, the packaging identification designation, tip of the package with the material of the construction with the appropriate for the category package with 178.504 through 178.523. Subparts with the type of the widget of the packaging along with the letter B must follow the packaging identification with the code packaging in the corner with the 178.601G2 of the example 4GV with the letter W means the following packaging identification packaging when required approvally under the supervision of 178.601H for the this part letter identifying performance standard under which the packaging design type of the successfully tested. X means the packaging means the packaging group 1, 2, and 3 tested. Y means the packaging meeting groups 2 and 3 are tested. Z means the packaging only meet for the packaging 3 groups. Package group 3 tests. As designated with a special gravity for the map of the packaging, the design type of the test is followed. The packaging without internal packaging intent with the contained liquid designation should be specified with the round down with the first design mold may be omitted with the specified gravity designation 1.2 for the packaging with the containment of the solid with the inner package of the designation shall be the maximum gross mass of the kilogram. Single with the composite of the packaging, with the containment liquid, the test pressure for the kilopass level, the round with the down with the 10 kilopass level, the hydrostatic pressure test with the packaging design type with the successfully passed for the packaging, 10 with the containment as well with the packaging letters S. Last 2 digits of the year of the manufacturer packaging type and 1H3H shall have the marketing corner of the month and manufacturing appropriate manner that may be marked only on the packaging with a different plate from the remainder of packages. Marking stating authorization and allocation for the USA indicate with the packaging manufacturing mark for the United States complying with the provision of the subchapter, the name, the address, the symbol, the manufacturer approval, the agency certifying complying with the subpart L and the subpart M of this part of the U that must be registered for the associated administrator of the metal with the plastic drum. The jerrycans and 10 of the reused reconditioned single packaging or the outer packaging the composite packaging thickness of the packaging material expressed in millimeters around with the nearest 10 of the millimeter as well. The metal drums and jerrycans must be marked with the nominal thickness of the body. Metal used in the body with the marked nominal thickness must not be exceeded the minimum thickness of the steel to be more than by the thickness of the tolerance rated ISO 3574. See Appendix C with this part of the unit measurement not record with the mark with the total nominal thickness of either the head of the metal drum and the antenna within the body with the nominal thickness of the top of the head with the bottom head with the marked plastic drum. The jerry cans must be marked with the minimum thickness of the packaging material. The minimum thickness of the plastic must be determined in accordance with 178.28 B4 with the unit measure with the not required with the mark. This mark, in addition to the marking of the described in the paragraph A1 through A9 with the section each within every new metal head with the capacity greater than 1,100 liters must be bear the marks described in paragraph A1 through A6 with A9. One of the section permanent form with the bottom marked on the top of the head with the side of the packaging need not to be permanent. Need not to include the things thickness of the mark with the described in A9 with the section of the marking indicated with the drum character for the time of the manufacturing information paragraph A1 through A6 in section marked on the top of the side with the same as the information paragraph A1 through A6 with the section from the original manufacturer bottom of the drum and rated capacity for the packaging expressed in the liters may be marked with the packaging with the removal of the head with the markings down applied with the only with the removal of the head marking with the reconditioning packaging packaging is reconditioned should be marked with the reconditioner near the marks of the required paragraph A1 through A6 with the section following additional information. The name of the country with the reconditioning was performed in the United States with the use of the letter USA. The name addressed with it and symbol the reconditioner assemblage that must be assigned with the associated administrator. The last 2 digits of the year with the reconditioned letter R with the every packaging so help the packaging and leak proof to have the additional letter L with the after reconditioning with the mark with the required paragraph A1 through A6 with the section no longer appear with the top of the head side with the metal drum. The reconditioner must apply with a durable file with the marking of the paragraph C1 of the section of the markings must identify the different performance capability that which is originally designed type of had been tested and marked and may not be identified with the greater performance compatibility. The markings applied with the corners of the paragraph may be different from those with the permanently marked on the bottom of the drum. In accordance with paragraph A10 of the section marking remanufactured package of the remanufactured metal if there is no change of the packaging type, no replacement, removal of the integrity structure of the component of the remarking, the needs not to be permanent of them both. Every of the other manufactured drums may have the marks required with the paragraph A1 through A6 with the section of the permanent form embossed with the top head of the side of the metal thickness of the mark required in paragraph A9. One of the sections does not appear with the bottom of the drum. If it's not no longer available, the remanufacturers also must mark with the information permanent form. The following are examples of the symbol required with the marks of the United Nations symbol. Circle surround the letters U and M must have a small break for the provided with the following provision of the total gap of the space for the design. See 15% of the circumference of the circle. There's no more than 4 gaps within the circle. The space between the gaps and separated with no less than 20% of the circumference of the circle. 72 degrees with the letter U and N appear with exactly depicted in the 178.503 E11 with no gaps except for the mark with the new packaging and the solid with the fiber board box design contained the inner packaging. As in 778 1 through 9. The steel drum, the liquid containers, and then 178 A1 through A10 with the subpart for the steel drum and the transport solid with the inner packagings. 178 503 A1 through 8. 178 example of the marking and reconditioning packaging as follows. As in 178 501 503 C1, a manufacturer must average with the UN specification packet that represents the material made for the requirements of the 178 609 package. The infixture substance of the mark with the specified affection mark with the major or visible with the rate visible specified 178.3a with the infectious substance packaging that successfully passed the test of the conforming UN standard. The mark is filed with the UN nation symbol with illustrated in paragraph E with the section. The code is a designation type of the packaging material with the construction in accordance with the identification code packaging specified 178.502. The text class 62. The last 2 digits for the year with the manufacturer of the packaging, the country authorized everything allowing allocation of the market in the U.S. Everything indicated the material packaging manufacturer market with the United States with the with the provision of subchapter name and the address, symbol of the manufacturer, approval of the U.S. agency certifying compliant with the subpart L and M of this part. There's a symbol that must be the register for the Associated Ministry of the Hazard Material Safety for packaging requirements of the 178.609 with the letter U must be inserted immediately found on the packaging designation of the type of the packaging material required in paragraph F2 of the section 178.504 standard of the steel drum. The following identification of the code of the steel drum 1A1 non-removal of the head of the steel drum 1A2 the removal of the head steel drum. The construction requirements of the steel head drums filed body of the heads must be constructed with the steel sheet with suitable with the adequacy, thickness, relation, capacity, intended use with the drum minimum thickness of the marketing requirements 178 through 28 B4 and 178.503 A9 with the subchapter applied with the drums intended for the purpose. Body seam and weld with the drums designed to contain with more than 11 gallons of liquid. Body seam with the may be mechanically seam with the welded on the drums and to contain with less than solid with 11 gallons or less liquid. Chime with must be mechanically seam with the weld separate with the reinforced ring that must be applied. The body of the drum and the capacity of the greater than 16 gallons may have at least 2 expanded rolling hoops. 2 separate rolling hoops. If they are separate rolling hoops, they must be fitted tightly with the body of the secure with the cannot ship the rolling on the hoop with the not spot with the opening of the filling of the empty with the vending with the body of holes with the down removal of the head with a A1 drum that may not be exceeded by 3 inches for the diameter. Drums are larger than opening with a conservative B with the removal of the head with the type with 1A2 with the closure for the opening for the body. Then the head of the drums must be signed and applied with the width with the remain secure with the leak proof under the normal condition for the transportation closure of the flame mechanical seam with the weld and plate with the gasket. Other elements must be with the closure unless the closure is inherently leak proof. The closure device removal of the head from the design with it applied with the remaining secure with the drums remain leak proof under the normal condition. Transport gaskets or sealing elements must be used within the removable head if the material used with the body head for the closure fitting it or not themselves compatible with the content of the transported suitable internal protective the coating with the treatments must be applied with the coating of the treatments must retain with the protective property under normal condition. Transportation transport maximum capacity of the 119 gallons, maximum net capacity of 882 pounds. 178,505 standards over the aluminum drum. The following identification with the aluminum drums 1B with the non-removable head, aluminum drums 1B2 with the removable head, aluminum drums. Construction requirements of the aluminum drums are follows. Body and head of the constructed aluminum at least 99% clear with aluminum base alloy must be with a suitable type of the adequate thickness with the relation with the capacity intended use of the drum minimum thickness with the marking. Requirements of 178, 173.28b, 4, and 178.503a9 with the subchapter applied with the drums intended for use. The seam must be welded with the tram and made with the reinforced application. Separate reinforced ring with the body of the drum capacity greater than 16 gallons may have at least 2 expanded roll hoops. The separate two separate rolling hoops. The separate rolling hoop of the hoops must be fitted tightly within the body with a screw that they cannot shift. Rolling the hoops may not be spot welded. Opening with the fitting with the empty with the venting with the body with the head with the non-removable the head 1B1 heads drums may not be exceed 3 inches for the diameter. Drums larger than opening consider the removal of the head type with 1B2 with the closure opening body with the head with the drums must be designed that apply with the will remain secure with the leak proof without any but the normal condition. The transport closure flames may be welded and plate with the welded provide with the leak proof seam with the gasket. Other sealing elements may be used with the closure unless the closure is inherently leak proof. A closure device for the removal of the head drums must be designed to apply with the remain secure with the drums remaining leak proof and under the normal condition. The transport gasket. Other sealing elements must be used with the remove all heads maximum capacity of 119 gallons, maximum net weight of 882 pounds. 178,506 stand with the metal drums other than steel and aluminum drum with the following identification over the metal drums other than steel and aluminum. 1 end over the non-removable head drum, 1 and 2 with the removable over the head drum. Construction requirements for the metal drum with the other than steel aluminum as follows. Embodiment of the head of the must be constructed with the metal with the other shield with aluminum suitable type of the adequate thickness of the relation with the capacity intended with the drum minimum thickness over the marking with the quantity 178.3 with the 24.84B4 and 178.503A9 subchapter for the drums intended for reuse. All seams must be welded times the seam everything the reinforced application separate reinforcement rings. Body with the drum capacity greater than 16 gallons may have at least 2 expanded rolling hoop with the 2 separate rolling hoop. If they are separate railing hoops, the hoops must be fitted together with the body so that they secure with it. They cannot shift the rolling hoops may not be spot welded. The opening with the filling and empty with the venting with the body with the heads with the removal of the head 1 and 1. Drums are not required 3 inches for the diameter. Drums larger opening with the conservative remove of the head with the type of the closure opening with the body with the head of the drum must be designed for the apply with that they will remain secure with the leak proof under the normal condition of the transport closure flange might be welded in place over the weld provide leak proof seam the gaskets over the closure and the other sealing element must be between the closure and left of the closure and inherently leak proof closure divided with the removal of the head drum the design of the ply with the remain secure with the drums and remaining leak proof under normal condition of the transportation gap. The other sealing elements may be used with the removal of all the heads and may have some capacity with 119 gallons and maximum loading net lace over the 882 pounds. Wood must be well seasoned and commercially dry for with any defect less than the effect of the drum purpose with the intent of the material of the other than plywood at least equivalent strength with the durability that may be with the manufacturer with the head at least 2 plywood must be with the 4 ply with at least 3 plywood for the head 3 ply with the firmly glued together with their grain crosswise. Body of the head of the drums joint with the may be designed with the property with the capacity of the drum and then some of the in order to prevent shifting of the site times and the lids must be lined with the craft with the paper the drum and the cool with the material which must securely fasten the lid with the extent of the outside along with the full so come with the max capacity of 250 or 66 gallons, the maximum net weight of 880 pounds. 178,508. Steering with the fiber drum, with the identification code of the fiber drum with the 1G with the construction requirements for the fiber drum over the solid body. The drum must move with the construction multiple paths, heavy the paper, the fiber board with the congregation with the primarily glued, laminated together with the main glue with one or more of the protective layers for the bit and wax craft paper, the metal full with the plastic material, the material, the heads must be natural wood, fiberboard, metal, plywood, plastic, other suitable material with the may be include one of the more protective layers of the boot and bit wax crafted paper, the metal foil with the plastic material, the similar material, the body of the head of the drum, other joints may design appropriate for the capacity of the intent. The drum, the assembled packaging must be sufficiently water resistant, air that not to delaminated under the normal condition. The transportation maximum capacity is 119 gallons. and maximum net weight for 882 pounds. 178,509. Stand with the plastic drum and the jerry cans. The following with the indication plastic drum and jerry cans 1H1 with the non-removable the head plastic drum 1H2 with the removal of the head plastic drum 3H1 non-removable the head jerry can 3H2 with the removal of the head jerry can. Construct with the requirements for the plastic drum jerry cans as follows. The packaging must be made with suitable plastic material with adequate strength with the relation with the capacity intended use with no use material other than protection, reducing residual regrinding with the same as the manufacture process used and left the associated administrative of the packaging must be adequate to resistant aging with the degradation of the air of the substance containing the ultraviolet radiation permeation of the substance of the contained with the constitute the danger for the normal condition transport. If the protection again for the ultraviolet radiation, if the more provided with the additional the carbon black with the other suitable pigments inhibitors, some of the additive of the material must be kept out with the concepts remain effective with throughout the life of the package of the wood made with the carbon pigment. So the inhibitors other than those with the manufacturer, the design type retesting emitted with the carbon black content does not exceed 10% of the max of the pigment contains does not exceed 3% of the mass. Content with the inhibitors, the ultraviolet radiation not limited. Added something per purpose of the other protected of the ultraviolet radiation may be included with the composition plastic material to provide with the do not adversely affect with the chemical physical property of the packaging material. The wall thickness at every point of the packaging must be appropriate capacity intended you to take into account with the strength of which each of is liable to explode with the minimum thickness of the mark in the quantity 173 with the 28B form with the 178.503 A9 with the subchapter applied with the drums intended to review the opening with fillings empty venting of the body with the heads with the non-removable head 1H1 drum with the Jerrycans 3H1 not made exceed with the 3 inch for the diameter drums with Jerrycans large openings for the removable head. The 1H2, 3H2 with the closure opening with the body with the head with the drum jerrycans must be designed to apply with the remaining structure leak-proof under the normal condition transport with the gasket leak on the shielding elements may be used with the closure unless the closure is inherently leak-proof. Closure devices for the removal of the head of the drum jerrycans must be with the design applied with the remaining secure leak-proof with the normal condition of the transportation gasket may be used with the removal of the head and with the drum jerrycans is designed the no more removal of the head of the properly screw with the drum jerrycans inherently leak-proof maximum capacity of the drum and the jerrycan 1H1 H2 with the 919 gallons of 16 3H1 3H2 16 gallons maximum net weight mass 1H2 400 882 pounds 3H1 3H2 265 pounds 178 510 standard for the wooden barrel following air indication of the wooden barrels 2C1 bung type of the wooden barrel C2 2C2 slack type removal of the head with the wooden barrel construction of the requirement of the wooden barrel with the swell of the wood must be good with the quality straight and grain with the well seasoned free with the non barrel bark rotten sap wood other defects lightly solution effectiveness of the barrel intended with the body with the heads of the with the design appropriately capacity intended with the barrel with the stay with the heads over the saw with the grain with the no annual and the rings extend over the more than half of the stay with the head of the barrel hoop that must have the steel with the iron good quality of the hoops of the 2C2 with the barrels may be suitable hardboard the wooden barrels 2C1 with the diameter bung hole that may not be exceed the half of the width of the safe in which is played with the wooden barrels 2C2 head with the must fit together and crosses maximum capacity of the 66 gallons net maximum net weighs 882 pounds. 178 511 standard aluminum steel jerrycan, the following identification of aluminum steel jerrycan, 3A1 non-removable the head steel jerrycan, 3A2 with the removal of the head steel jerrycan, 3B1 non-removable the aluminum jerrycan, 3B2 with the removal of the head aluminum jerrycan, construction requirement with aluminum steel jerrycans, the follow the steel jerrycans, body the head with the must be constructed with the steel with the sheet with the suitable type of the adequate things with the thickness of the relation with the capacity of the jerrycan, and the with the minimum thickness of the mark. Requirements 173 28B4 178 503A now with the subchapter apply the jerrycans and 10 of the aluminum jerrycans by the head the construct with aluminum, the 99% of the per of the aluminum base alloy minerals must be tapped with the adequate thickness of the relation of the capacity of the jerrycan intended use. Shines and jerrycans must be mechanically seamed well with the body with the stream jerrycans until they carry with more than 11 gallons of liquid must be welded in body seams. Jerrycans intended to carry 11 gallons or less must be mechanically seamed and welded. Opening jerrycans 3A1 not exceeding 3 inches of the diameter. Jerrycans a large opening with conservative removal of the head closure must be designed with the remaining secure with the leak-proof with normal conditions. Transport gas and other single elements must be used in closure and the length of the closure is inherently leak-proof. If the materials used with the body have the closure fitting within themselves compatible with the concept of the transport, suitable internal protective with the coating treatments must be applied with the coating. The treatments must retain the protection property of the normal condition with the transport maximum capacity with the 16 gallons maximum net weighs 205 pounds 128 512. Standard with steel, aluminum, and other metal boxes. The following identification code steel with aluminum and other metal boxes 4A steel box 4B aluminum box 4N other metal box construction requirements with the steel aluminum and other metal boxes follow the strength of the metal with the construction of the metal with the box must be appropriate with the capacity intended use with the box must be aligned with the fiber and felt and packaging piece of the must be inner liner the coating with a suitable material with a corner with the subchapter C with this 173 with the subchapter of the dome. The same metal with the liner with this step that must be taken with the prevent ingress of the material with a particular with explosive and rest for the recess of the seams. Closure may be unsuitable with the type that must remain secure with the normal condition of the transport. Maximum set net weight, mass 882 pounds, 178, 513 diameter box of the material, natural wood. The following with identification with the code of the box. Natural wood 4C1, ordinary box 4C2, box of the shift-proof wall with the construction requirement of the box of the natural wood is filed with the wood used in well-seasoned, wood used in well-seasoned, commercially dry-free with the defect of the wood, materially less the strength of any of the part of the box for the strength of the material used with the method of the construction must be appropriate to the capacity of the intended use of the box. Top and the bottom must be water resistant and reconstructed wood. Reconstituted wood must have the hardboard particle of the board or other suitable material. Fastenings must be resistant to vibration, expanding for the normal condition of the transportation. Each of the grain nailing must be avoided whenever the particular with the joint like with the highly sharp that may be the clench for the angling or annular ring nail with equivalent fastening. Each of the part with the 4C2 with the back of the equivalent parts with the conservative equivalent one piece of the one following that with the glued and used linear joint with the tongue with the groove joint with the ship lab with the rivet joint by joint with the leaf two corrugated to metal fastener each of the joint maximum net mass 882 pounds. 178 for 14 with the plywood box identification code with the plywood wood box 4AD construction ones for the plywood box are solved with the plywood U with them at least 3 ply should be made of the well C with the rotary cup the side with the solid and near commercially dry with the free with the defect with the wood be primary material less than the strength of the box with the length strength of the over material U with the method of the construction with the appropriate with the capacity intended U with the box adjacent pipe with the glue with the water resistant heat with the other should with maybe U together apply with the construction of the box enable the screw with the corner approach to the ends with the assembly of the other equally suitable devices maximum 882 pounds 178 515 stand with the reconstituted wood box with the N5 with the code of the reconstituted wood box 4F the construction requirement of the reconstituted wood box the wall boxes must be made with the water resistant reconstituted wood with the hardboard particle of the board or other suitable material with the strength of the material that may be used with the method of the construction must be appropriate with the capacity of the boxes intended for use. The other part of the box may be made with the suitable material of the box must be securely assembled and made with a suitable device maximum net weight net mass 880 pounds 178 516 standing with the fiber board box with the identification code for the fiber board box 4D construction will come with the fiber board box is foul strong solid with a double tape with the corrugated fiber board and the multiple wall must be with the appropriate with the capacity intended use for the box the water resistance of the outer surface with the wind they increase with the man for the determined with the test carried over a period of 30 minutes for the Cub method of determining water absorption no greater than 155 Gs per square meter. See ISO 535 of the fiberboards must the proper bending quality of the fiberboard must cover the cutting through anything of the fiberboard slab with a permanent assembly without cracking surface of the brakes or undue bending with the fluting of the corrugated fiberboard must be firmly glued with the fastening and with the box must have the wooden frame entirely wood with the other suitable material with the reinforcement with the wooden bat and the other suitable material that may be used. The manufacturer joined with the manufacturer joined with the body of the boxes must be taped, lapped, glued, laps, switch, stitched with the metal staple. The laps joints must have an appropriate overlap when the joint when this close to the effect of the gluing the tape and the water resistant heat that may be used. The box must be designed so that it provides a snug fit with the contents maximum net mass 882 pounds. Authorization manufacturer sell UN4G with the combination packaging the fiber board box with the inner fiber board contents manual container board on paper wall base with the weights with a variable no more than plus or minus 5% 5% of the nominal base weight with the report with initial design qualification testing reports. 178 517 standard with the plastic boxes. Following identification with the plastic box for the 4H1 expand with plastic box 4 shoe solid plastic box for the construction requirement with the plastic box or foul with the box must be suitable plastic material adequate strength with the relation with the capacity intended use with the box must be adequately resistant to aging with the degradation covering either a substance with the containment of the ultraviolet radiation. Expand with the plastic box must consider the two parts of the molten molded expand with plastic material at the bottom section containing cavities inner receptacle. Two section covering and interlocking with the box for the section. The two bottom of the section must be designed with the inner receptacle to fit snug with the closure for the cap of the inner receptacle may not be with the contact of the inside of the top of the section of the box with the transportation expand with the plastic box may be the close heat of the tape having sufficient tensile to strain with to prevent the box the opening the heat of the tape. It must be weather resistant and adhesive compatibility expanding plastic material in of the box or the closing device is less equally effective may be used. For solid plastic boxes, the protection against the ultraviolet radiation required with must provide the additional carbon box of the black with a suitable pigment with the inhibitor of the data that must be compatible with the content for the remaining effect throughout the Life of the box were made with a carbon black pigment with the inhibitors over the nose, due to the manufacturer of the test design, so the retesting may be valid with carbon black content design. See 2% of the mass of pigment content does not exceed 3% of that, but the mass content of the inhibitors ultraviolet radiation is not limited. Absorbing perfectly other protecting against the ultraviolet radiation may include with the composition of plastic material. If it not adversely affect with the material of the box, addition of these additives does not change the design type. Solid plastic boxes must have the closure device of suitable material with adequate strength with so the design prevent the boxes from intensely opening. Maximum net mass of 132 pounds or 4H2 882 pounds. 178 518 stand with a woven plastic bag with the following identification with the code of the woven plastic bags 5H1 online non-coded wooden plastic bag 5H2 with the siftable proof of the woven plastic bag and FH5H3 with the water resistant woven plastic bag construction. One of the woven plastic ring bags as follows. Bags must be made with a strap of the tape with the non-filament suitable with the plastic material, strength of the material with the construction of the bag with the most appropriate for the class fitting intended use of the bag with the fabric of the wood and play with the bag. It must be made with a swing and swing and some other method. The enclosure of the bottom of the side. The fabric is tubular with the bag of the cove with the showing the waving some other equal strong method of the closure. Bag and sift the roof with the F5H2 must be made to sift the roof. Appropriate means of the use of the paper plastic film on the bottom of the insert with the bag one with more separate inner liners made with the paper plastic material. Bag water resistant 5H3 with the prevent of the entry with the bench of the bag must be waterproof with the appropriate means with the separate inner line with the water resistant paper, the watercraft and paper, the double tariffed craft paper with the plastic coated the craft paper, the other plastic film bounded with the inner of the outer surface of the bag, one or more of the inner plastic rings. Maximum net mass with 110 pounds. 178 519 standard of the plastic film bag with identification code for the plastic film bag 5H4 construction requirement. The plastic film bags are false. Bags must be used suitable plastic material with the strength of the material with the use construction of the bag appropriate for the capacity intended use of the bag joints and closure that are capable of withstanding pressure for the impact of the limit bullet to occur with the normal condition transportation. Maximum net mass of 110 pounds. 178 520 standard with the textile bag. The following other identification of the code of the textile bag 5L1 online non-coated textile bag 511 sift proof textile bag 5L3 with the water resistant textile bag. Construction requirement of the textile bags are flower textiles with a good quality strength with the fabric with the construction of the bag with the appropriate for the capacity and intent to use the bag. Bag sift proof FL2 with the bag must be made with the sift proof with appropriate made with the paper with the bottom with the inner surface of the bag, water resistant adhesive side of the bitumen plastic film bottom with the inner surface of the bag, one or more inner linings made with the paper and plastic material. The bag water resistant 5L3 with a prevent entry with the moisture of the bag must be made waterproof with an appropriate mean with maybe such value with the separate inner liners, water resistant paper, the wax craft paper, the tapered paper with the plastic coated craft paper, plastic film binding the inner surface of the bag, one or more inner liners made with plastic material with a metallized film foam or foil. Maximum net mass for the 110 pounds. All right, 178 521 standard with the paper and paper bag with the following identification of the code of the paper bag 5M1 with the multiple wall paper bag, 5M2 with the multiple wall water resistant paper bag with construction requirement of the paper bags are false. Bags must be made of suitable craft paper, the equivalent paper, the leaf 3 ply with the string with the paper, the construction with the bag with the appropriate with the capacity intended use of the bag seams closure and must be sift proof. Paper bags and FM2 to prevent the entire moisture of the bag with the 4 ply with the more with the waterproof with either with the water resistant one of the outermost ply with the water resistant barrier with a suitable protective material between the two outermost ply with a 5M2 bag with the 3 ply with must be made waterproof with the water resistant ply as the outermost ply. One there is danger of the landing of the reaction of the moisture with there is packed down with the waterproof with the barrier with the double tariff craft paper the plastic coat the craft the paper plastic film bonded to the inner surface of the bag. One or more inner plastic liners must be also placed with the next substance of the seam of the closure of the must be waterproof. Maximum net pass for the 110 pounds. UN5M1, UN5M2 multiple wall paper bags that have the paper wall base is the wave that vary no more than plus or minus 5% of the more of the nominal base wave report of the initial design qualification testing report. Alright, 178 522 stand with the packaging with the inner plastic receptacle. Following the identification of the code of the composite of the inner plastic receptacle. 6H1 plastic receptacle with a protective seal of the drum. 6A2 with a plastic receptacle with a protective seal crate or box. 6A B1 plastic receptacle with a protective aluminum drum. 6A B2 with a plastic receptacle with a protective aluminum crate box. 6AC 6HC with a plastic receptacle with a protective aluminum box. 6AD1 plastic receptacle with a protective last plywood drum. 6HD2 plastic receptacle with a protective plywood box. 6AG1 plastic receptacle with a protective fiberboard drum. 6AG2 with plastic receptacle with protective fiberboard box. 6H1 plastic receptacle with protective plastic drum. 68H2 with a plastic receptacle with protective plastic drum. Control for the requirements for the composite. The packaging with the inner receptacle with plastic or valve with the inner receptacle with the control for the owner of the apple. The control for the requirements prescribed in 178.509. B1 through 7 of the subject inner plastic receptacle with it snug with the inside of the outer packaging which free with any with the protection with the made of braid with the plastic material. Other packaging with might be constructed as follows: 6H1 and 6HB1 protect with packaging must conform with the requirements for the steel drum of the 178.504B with the Spartan aluminum drum with the 505B over the subpart. 6HA2 and 6HB2 with the protective packaging with steel aluminum crate must conform with the requirements of steel with aluminum box that's found in 178.512B of this part. 6HC with the protective packaging must conform with the requirements of the wooden box of 178.513B with the subpart. 6HD1 protect the packaging conform with the requirements of plywood drums 178.507B of the chapter of this subpart. 6HGT with the protect the packaging must conform with the requirements of plywood box with the 178.514B with the subchapter. 6HG1 protect the packaging must conform with the requirements of fiberboard drums 178.508 of the B of the subchapter. 6HGT protect the packaging must conform with the requirements of fiberboard box 178.516B with the subchapter. 6HH1 protect the packaging must conform with the requirements of plastic drum 178.509B. 6HH2 protect the packaging must conform with the requirements of plastic box 178.517B. Maximum capacity inner receptacle valve with 6H1, 6HB1, 6HD1, 6HG1, 6H1, 250 liters, 686 gallons, 6HA2, 6HB2, 6HC, 6HD2, 6HG2, 6AH2, 60 liters or 16 gallons maximum net mass is followed with 6HA1, 6HB1, 6HG1, 6HG1, 6AH1, 400 kilograms or 882 pounds. 6HB2, 6HC2, 6AHD2, 6AG2, 172 pounds, 165 pounds. All right, 178.523. Stand with the packaging with the inner glass porcelain stoneware receptacles. Following the indication for the cove of the plastic package with the inner receptacle of the glass portion. Stoneware 6HPA1 with the glass portion with the stoneware receptacle with the protective steel drum. 6HP2, 6BA2 with the glass porcelain stoneware receptacle with the protective creator box. 6BB1 glass porcelain stoneware receptacle with the protective aluminum drum. 6P B2 with a glass porcelain stoneware receptacle protected with aluminum crate box. 6PC with a glass porcelain stoneware receptacle protected wooden box. 6PD1 glass porcelain stoneware woodenware receptacle with protected plywood drum. 6PD2 with a glass porcelain stoneware receptacle protected with wicker work hamper. 6P G1 with a glass porcelain stoneware receptacle protected with fiberboard drum. 6P G2 with a glass porcelain stoneware receptacle protected with fiberboard box. 6P H1 glass porcelain stoneware receptacle protected with expanded the glass packaging. 6B-H2 with the glass porcelain stoneware receptacle to protect the solid plastic packaging. Control for the requirements of the composite packaging. Inner receptacle with the glass porcelain stoneware are as follows. The inner receptacle must conform the following requirements. Receptacle must be suitable for the cylindrical pear shaped and be made with a good quality material with the firm aim with the effect with the could be impaired with the strength with the firmly secure with the other outer packaging. Any part of the closure likely to come in contact with the contents receptacle with the resistance with the contents closure for the baby fitted with the leak proof with the screw with the prevent leak loosening during the transportation preventing the closure for the must conform 173 with the 24F with the subchapter protect with the packaging must conform with the following requirements. The receptacle with the protective steel drum 6BA1 the drum must be compliant with the 178.504B with the subpart with that with the removal of the label required with the type of the packaging may be informed with the receptacle with the protective packaging with the steel crate with the steel box with the 6BA A2 with protective packaging must conform with the following this action with the 178.512 with the B with the subpart when the kit with the cylindrical receptacle protective the packaging must be upright with the rise above the receptacle closure if the protective carry with the sound with the pear shape with the receptacle is match shape with the packaging must be fit with the protective cap for receptacle protective with aluminum drum. 6BB1 with the requirements of 178.505 B with the subpart applied with the protective packaging for receptacle protective with aluminum bra and crate 6B A2 6B-B2 with the receptacle requirements 178.512 with the B with the subpart applied with the protective the package with the receptacle with the protective with the wooden box. CPC with the requirements 178.513B with the subpart applied with the protective packaging the receptacle with the protective plywood drum. 6BD1 with the requirements 178.507B with the subpart applied with the protective packaging for receptacle with the wicker work hamper. 6BD2 with the wicker work hamper must perform properly made with the material with a good quality. The hamper must be fitted with the protective cover the gap cap this over to prevent the damage of the receptacles. So 8 with the receptacle protective with the drum. 6BG1 with the drum must be conform with the requirements 178.508B with the subpart 9 the receptacle protective with the fiberboard. 6BG2 requirements with the 178.516 subpart protective with the packaging with the further receptacle protective with the solid packaging same with the package with the 6BH1 6BH2 with the requirements 178.517B with the subpart applied with the protective packaging solid plastic packaging with the manufactured high density polyethylene with some of their capable plastic material removal with the lid required for a type of the packaging may be with the cap quantity limitation is follow the maximum and net capacity for the packaging liquid is 16 gallons. Maximum net package of solids of 165 pounds. Subpart M testing in non-bulk packaging and packages.